Thank you for watching my revision of my world history notes. This is a book that I wrote to teach homeschoolers world history. A Bible Believer Looks at World History, which I sell on Amazon in Kindle or paperback form. So the cities of Palestine were wealthy. Now, Palestine is a name the Romans gave that area. It was a negative thing against the Jews, but it's a common name that we've used. Perhaps we shouldn't use it anymore because of the political ramifications of it in our Marxist world and of course with Islamofascism and everything. So let's say that area were wealthy, being situated on a great north-south trade route along the coast of the eastern Mediterranean. The word for Canaanite often was synonymous with, quote, merchant, according to Snell's Life in the Ancient Near East. Apparently they were small city-states ruled by a king who we wouldn't call much more than a mayor these days, however, with the command of a king and the ability to call men to war. War was not their usual occupation, trading was. But even so, they were mighty, as evidenced by Deuteronomy 9:1. They could band together to fight as they did in these chapters of the Bible, but depended upon their Egyptian masters for protection. Of course, with Egypt in temporary disarray due to the catastrophic death of the Pharaoh and a small army, this protection was not at hand. See Numbers 14:9. The city of Ai, which Joshua destroys, is commonly thought to be located at the archaeological ruins at Et Tel. Once again, many traditional scholars insist that Ai wasn't anything but a ruin when they insist on dating Joshua's identification with it, completely dismissing the biblical statements of its destruction. Once again, we find a complete reliance of finding certain types of pottery at a site to determine its age, a system which can hardly be considered conclusive. There are other archaeologists who disagree with identifying Ai and at Etel, and located at some other place. Durant's admonitions about our ignorance go unheeded. Stick with the Bible and let other less discerning people compare pottery types, I would say. Now, with regard to the giant hailstones of Joshua 10:11, I'm going to talk about that and the long day of Joshua next. These are very important concepts to consider from the Bible and from world history. So I'm going to stop here, though. It's a short one today, and I hope that you'll feel free to make comments. I'd like to see what you have to say. If you don't agree with me, provide some citations or your conclusions, your opinion. And I'm just trying to decide what I'm going to do as far as updating this or maybe going deeper. Not going to change everything. Just looking for things that I'd like to pursue further. Thank you.